Hey there, everybody. Kendal here. I'm trying to figure out the lighting. I have people sleeping on my couch and stuff going on outside of my bedroom construction. So I decided I'm gonna do this from my bed. I don't have to get up to do conscious coffee, right? Well, let's take it from exactly where I'm at, which is my bedroom. But it feels a little dark in here. It does. So I'm gonna go and see if I can lighten up my space just a little bit. So, time out. Okay. Oh, that worked a little bit. Okay. Okay, so. Yeah, that's better. Light's better. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, I have, if you guys saw how I had this all set up, I've got a tripod holding my phone, balancing on a picture that I have yet to hang up on my bed, just trying to get this put together. So I was sitting here and I had gotten all my journaling done and drinking my cup of coffee and trying to keep the house quiet for just a little bit longer before go and make noise and wake everybody up out there. And then I saw a Michael Jordan post and I shared it. So it came in just a little bit ago. So I went ahead and I shared it to my wall, and that kind of was the lead off to this right here. Because the Michael Jordan post, the quote was, you get 100% or you get 0%. You get 0% of the shots you never take. I think it's something like that. You get 0% of the shots that you never take. And right now we're just at this time of the year where, you know, so many different people are coming to me and they're going, I really want this for my life. I really want that for my life. And I keep hearing, I'm going to do this in January. I'm going to do this in January. I've got these goals for January. I've got these goals for my life, but I'm not going to start until January. Hey, good morning, Michael, and Addison. Good morning. So, you know, it's like this is what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. I'm waiting until here. And I fully understand that. Like right now, Christmas is upon us. The new year is upon us. There's parties. There's, you know, financial pressures, often time pressures, energy pressures. But the reality is that life still goes on and we still have things that we need to do. And if we have goals that we want to accomplish, then why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? You know, and I'm just equally guilty. I am so equally guilty of this because I sit here and I have proclaimed 2019. Here's my public announcement. I have proclaimed 2019 to be my physical repair year of just really truly getting back and into the body and really start focusing on my physical being and strength training it and toning it and everything, because over the course of the last year I physically have not been able to do many of the things that I want to do because of an accident happened, you know, like in the middle of the year. So then physically my body has not been able to do the things that I wanted to do. So I had this goal of like 2019 is, yes, business and family and spirit and growth like it normally is. But my focus for 2018 was really on transformation and really just like turning this corner in life in so many different ways. 2019 to me is all about physical care, physical well-being, strength training of the body, of the mind, and to really just go and tackle things. I know that that's the case for so many people, right? It really is. It's the case for so many people that we want to make shit happen. We want to move through and we want to really push through it. But in that, we start to pause. And when we pause and we go, I'm going to wait until January 15th to get my shit going. I'm going to wait until January 1st to set my goals, to set my intents, to take that action. You're missing the boat. You're missing the boat completely. And you're going to, if you keep procrastinating on whatever it is, if it's exercise, if it's eating right, if it's, taking time for yourself, meditation. I mean, most of the stuff that I teach people is actually just coming back to honoring self and embodiment of self. And those practices, a lot of them don't cost money. A lot of them are just about taking the time. And it's not even a lot of time. It's just the things that's just, like 3 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And to really just, like Steve just said, good morning, Steve. Like Steve just said, to take action now. And it really is about that taking action now. Now, here's the thing. With that stated, taking action now, what that also is that sometimes we want to jump into the deep end, right? We want to jump into the deep end, but we're not ready to swim in the deep end. And I have learned this lesson the hard way so many times because I'm so freaking stubborn. But when we jump into that deep end and we fly off and just go, I'm going to just go do this, right? I am definitely a yes person. I am always considering what options there are and looking at things and going, am I a yes to this? And if I am a yes to something, even if I have a little bit of like fear come up or something, I quickly move through that and I go, all right, is this fear or is this danger coming at me? If it's not dangerous, I'm probably going to move towards it. I'm very, very conscious about like fighting my demons, fighting my dragons, you could say, and going out and pushing through to actually reveal what it really is. But if we just jump off and we start trying to tackle things and we start pushing into that before we're ready, then we're probably going to blow our world up, okay? We're probably going to blow our world up in some way where we're not able to completely tackle it, handle it, hold space for it, move through the stuff that rises up from it because it's too much of an avalanche of stuff coming at us. And if you get caught in an avalanche of emotional, mental, or even physical stuff, if you're trying to take on too much, then it will bury you. So today's topic is really about, like edging in and deep diving, right? So to deep dive into the stuff that you really want to dive into, that you really want to take on, it's not to procrastinate and push it out, not to say I'm going to wait until January 15th to start this, to do this. No, it's about just saying, okay, if I back up, and this is where goal setting it really kind of comes into play. And I'm not big on traditional goal setting by any means, but it is good to have a vision as to what you want and then back it up into daily steps that you can handle and things that you can kind of like, now you're never going to know 100% as to what direction to take, okay? The path is going to get foggy. The path is going to seem like it has gone away sometimes when you're working on transformation and growth. It's going to seem as though it is uphill and downhill and curvy and all this different stuff. But if you back this up and you go, okay, I've got this big picture here. This is what I want. Here's what I should be accomplishing in the next 6 months. Here's what I should be accomplishing in the next 90 days. Here's what I should be accomplishing in the next 30 days. And here's how I get to that next 30 days of accomplishment. I need to set this tone for every single day. Good morning, Michael. I need to set this tone for every single day. And those things, those daily tasks, they really are just little things. They are just these little things. I am suddenly uncomfortable. I think I'm sitting where? Pull a pillow over and sit on a pillow. Move my blanket because my room is so hot when the door gets closed. So if we set the tone to these daily tasks, those daily things can be really, really small. For example, I think that, and I'm going to just throw this out there, it is a blanket comment, but I'm telling you that it's a blanket that you might want to pull up and actually give some attention to, okay? And that is, because it is that psychologically speaking, mentally speaking, self-growth wise speaking, if you want to accomplish goals, part of that edging in process is to make yourself a priority. So edge in on making yourself a priority right now. This is not something that you need to wait until January for. To edge in and make yourself a priority today, it can be one of the most important tasks that you can take on. And you can start it as a task, and then it slowly becomes a habit. And then that habit, it goes from like that, oh God, I got to try to find time for this. I got to do this. I got to do that. And you're almost like, ugh. You might be a little bit excited about it, but you'll probably feel more stressed, because if you're not used to taking time for yourself, if you're not used to honoring yourself, then it's going to feel stressful on the front side, because it's different, because it's weird, okay? It's just going to feel a little like, how can I justify this, okay? Well, what's the most important relationship that you have in your life? The most important relationship should be the relationship with self and a relationship with God. Those two should go hand in hand, because when you are aligned to self, it means that you are aligned to source, that you are aligned to God, the creator, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now that is why embodiment practices are so important, is because you need to get aligned to your core, to your soul, to source, to God, because that's where true right action comes from. And knowing what to do next. I mean, one of the things that I write in my journal every single day is, I don't know how, but it just is that I always know the next best step. And that is me stating, I'm getting into alignment with self and with source, so that I always know the next best step. This just means that you've got to be able to come in and be able to come into a state of stillness, so that you can actually hear the directions. You cannot hear your GPS if you've got it muted and you're blasting music over it on top of that, and you're not even looking at the GPS. You're never going to know what the directions are if you're not actually trying to pay attention to the directions, so that you can get the right turns and everything. And that is the same thing with us. You're not going to know exactly what to do in life, those little things, unless you actually slow the fuck down and open yourself up and create that space to allow it in. So some of the things that I would recommend that every single person do is, number one, is I say this a lot on Conscious Coffee, I'm constantly preaching this to you guys, is that the first 3 hours of the day are the most important hours of the day. After that time frame, life tends to kick in and it does its thing, and you're going to get caught up in so much different stuff. So take that first 3 hours, and I know a lot of people will go, yeah, but I get up, I get dressed, I shower, I do this, I do that, I grab a cup of coffee, I don't even have time to eat, Kendal, and then I'm rushing out the door and I'm going to work. So get the fuck up earlier, okay? There you go. It's just the truth. You need to just get the fuck up earlier, because if you want to make the changes in your life, if you want to change the scenario in your life, and you want to call in those blessings that you want and have that abundant life, make more money, have more love, have a healthier body, have better connections with your family, with your friends, with your children, with your lover, then you need to create space. Now, you do not need to take necessarily 3 hours to do this, but what you can do is you need to create that space. So take an hour or 30 minutes earlier. Start off edging in, right? Get up 15 minutes earlier and move a meditation time into that. Do a 10-15 minute meditation. And then once you do that for 30 days, now add in something else. When you want to work on your physical health too, well, then get up an hour early and do your meditation for 15 minutes and exercise for 20 or 30 minutes. And you still have plenty of time left over to go ahead and do everything else that you normally do. Your shower, your eat, your, get in the car and drive. Addison, my motto today, slow the fuck down. I've been speeding through, and this is a great reminder. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, it's taking the time, it's slowing down, but it's also increasing your momentum. So, like yesterday I woke up and I went to bed. I felt emotionally, in one aspect, I felt really great. In another way, I could tell that my hormones were off, and I was just like, whoa, I need to just ease into things, because everything was feeling overwhelming. Physically, I had gone and eaten a burger the night before, and I don't think that it lined up right for me, because my body was just going like, no, and I have a sensitive body, so it is one of those things, and it just was not. And it got to the point that I decided that early in the day, I looked at my day and I was just like, I have to clear some space for self, even though I have this going on and that going on, and I've said I'm going to do this, and I'm going to meet with this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm going to do all this stuff. If I'm going to make it through the rest of the week, if I'm going to reach my goals for this month and move into the new year in the way that I want, I have to provide that space, that self-care space for self. And that's what I did. I cleared my entire schedule yesterday. I did a conscious coffee, and that was really all I did. I responded to a couple of emails, and then I opted to just not look at my phone, not look here on Facebook, not even write an article. I took the day off and recharged myself. I did the things that I needed to do to kind of get my outside world a little bit more organized, because I was feeling chaos in my outside world. And I went, you know what? This clutter that I'm seeing in my outside world is a representation of the clutter that I'm feeling on my internal world as well. So I went to work on the things that I could yesterday, and I completed tasks. I got certain things done. And guess what? Then I went to bed about 10:30 last night, which is way earlier than when I normally go to sleep. After a day of just self-care, getting shit accomplished that I needed to get accomplished, feeling better about it. And I woke up this morning and I feel really, really great. Really, really great in multiple ways. But it is that slowing down. I opted in that moment to go, no, I'm going to slow the fuck down, and I'm going to edge myself back into this, because that is a way to recalculate, rebalance your whole situation. And that's what you want to do. I mean, so often we tend to just go. And it is like that, yesterday I gave the exercise of looking at your calendar and trying to, look and see how much activity you're doing for others that you really don't enjoy doing at all, that there's no turn on to, you're not a fuck yes to, and how much is the responsibility stuff, and how much is, stuff that you really do enjoy doing. And typically what you're going to find is that you're going to find that there are so many more activities that you have out there that you're just doing because you feel a duty to, and there is no turn on to it. There is no self-care in it. There is no direction of, creating better life for yourself, more abundance, more connection to others, or anything like that. And then even if it was filled up with activities that would be creating all this beautiful bliss for you, if you don't take some space time for self and honor the self and have like these clear spots where you can sit in silence and just be, well, you're never going to really be able to keep that momentum up, and it will become draining. It's going to drain your ass. And so you want to just slow down, create the space, and just listen to self, get tapped in. So I encourage you to try to figure out like 2 or 3 things that you can add into your morning schedule that's going to create that space for you so that you can start to edge in. But at the same time, you need to figure out exactly what you want to do for what's that 30-day picture, what's that 60-day picture, what's that 90, 120, 6-month, and a year picture. If you go out and you look at that year-long vision out there, what is that? You want to deep dive into that year-long vision? Start thinking the thoughts that person in a year from now, if that is what you want, you have to put yourself in that picture of a year from now, okay? What does that you look like? How does that you act? What does that you feel, think? What are they doing? Those are the things that you need to start implementing into your today space, okay? Because those thoughts, those things, yes, they're going to be a little bit different than what you actually think they are, because you're not there, so you don't know. But put yourself there and just imagine, and would they be stressed out in this way? Would they be concerned about this? Would they be concerned about that? Would they be sitting around and analyzing their bank account and fretting over the bills? Would they be, worried tremendously about this relationship or about that? Or what would they be doing? What would they be doing? What would they be planning? What would be the plans of the you next year, the same time, if you reach the goals that you want this year? Bring it back to that. Start acting in the thought, the emotion, and the action of that person right there. And guess what? You will develop to be that person right there. But if you keep with the same mentality, the same emotional state, the same thinking, feeling, and actions that you've been doing for the last year, 5 years, 10 years, well, guess what? Your result is going to give you the same life, the same results as the last year, 5 years, 10 years, okay? So if you want something to change, you have to change it right now in the moment, but by looking at what that futuristic person is thinking, feeling, and doing, okay? That doesn't mean if you come back, and I have had people say this, and I've even thought it myself early on in these processes, well, that me right there would just go and buy a new car and wouldn't worry about this and wouldn't worry about that, would do that. That does not mean go and get yourself into a shit ton of debt, because that you might be able to afford it, but the you of today can't. That's not what that means at all. It means the thoughts, the emotions, not to overly get caught up in the, I can't do this, but it doesn't mean to go, oh, I can do everything. It's more about positive affirmation and feeling good about what you really want to achieve and what your life is like and what you're doing in this moment. At the beginning of last year, it was probably one of the best things that was shared with me. I was talking to a woman, and you could say that she has a gift like a psychic gift, but she was sharing different things with me. And one of the things that she stated, and it just really held true. And then at that time, I could believe it. I could see it because of the goals that I was setting and the state of mind and emotion that I was in. But she told me, she said, by the end of this year, you're going to be really happy with where you're at. You're going to look at your life and you're going to be very content. You're going to be very happy. You're going to be happy with your space. You're going to be happy with the things that are going on in your life. You're going to feel very, very good about your life and where you're at. And I was like, that's so great. So I had that positive affirmation given to me. And it was not that I should believe somebody else just because they're telling me or something, but it really felt in alignment, and it was a desire, right? So at the end of the year, that has been my consistent desire, that I reach the end of the year and I look back at everything that has happened, and I've had a massive amount of transformation happen, and some of it not so pleasant to move through. And in those moments I thought, oh, I don't know how I'm going to sit at the end of this year and be happy with where I'm at, because look at this moment. Look at this moment. This moment is shit. This moment is pain. This moment hurts, right? But the truth of the matter is that here I sit at the end of the year, and I'm very, very happy with my life. I was just telling somebody this last night. That I'm very happy with where everything is at and where everything is going. So there is a state of peace, a state of love, a state of joy, gratitude for everything and where I'm sitting. That only comes about, though, and the reason I share that with you is because at the front end of the year, yes, I was told that, but it was stated in such a way that I could receive it. And in that receiving of it, I actually bought the thought. I bought in, you could say. Like, I went to the thought and emotion store, and this was sold to me, and I purchased it, and I completely bought into that thought. And so everything that has happened over the course of the year, no matter how good or bad it is, no matter how I perceive it, the actions I take have always been leading me toward that fulfillment of that thought that I bought at the front end of the year. So that doesn't matter what your thought can be, whatever it is. It needs to be attainable. I'm not a person that's ever going to say, if you want to make more money, you're making $50,000 a year, and you want to, and you go, I want to make $1 million by the end of the year. Then I would say, do you believe that? Can you really see yourself making $1 million? How are you going to go from, well, I'm working this 9-to-5 job at this company, and da-da-da. All right, so how are you going to make $1 million a year? You do need to have a little bit of logical support there. Like, there should be some, you just be like, I don't know, I'm going to win the lottery. There's probably a bullshit button that's going off in you in that moment, and you're not really believing it. You would love for it to happen, but you're not believing it, because it needs to be a core belief. You need to be able to actually buy your thought, buy the emotion, and really truly internalize it and accept it, receive it. So bring it back to either a feeling, something like what I did, you know, like at the end of the year, I'm going to really be happy with where I'm at. I'm going to be very happy, content, in love with my life and with where it's going and things and all of that. Or if you need more of an actual, like a money number or a something number on that, then bring it back to, by the end of this year, I'm going to be making an additional, you know, 15,000. I'm going to be making an addition. I'm going to double my income this year. I mean, that's one of my goals, is I'm doubling my income. So, you know, like if you want to do like that, that's more attainable. Or I'm going to make an additional $12,000 this year. I'm going to make an additional $1,000 a month on top of what I normally make. So if you're moving from like a corporate field into owning your own business, that's a great starting point. Can you believe that you can make an additional $1,000 a month? You might be able to actually buy that thought and emotionalize that in a positive way and not have such a, that ain't gonna happen thing come up, versus I'm gonna make $1 million this year when you're making 30, 40, 50,000, right? So you got to get on board with where your beliefs can stretch to, and don't stretch them past where they can stretch to, not right on the front side. You need to stretch your beliefs, but let them grow with you. This is edging in. Beginning steps to great success is about learning those baby steps and buying into those baby steps to create that next step, that next step, that next step, and just keep edging, edging, edging. And before you know it, you're going to end up swimming in the big kid pool, in the deep end, without floaties or anything. You're going to have this amazing experience over there, but it comes from that edging in. Now, you don't want to just stick your toe in. Sticking the toe in, guys, is the, I'm going to get to this in January. I'm going to set, you know, like, this is what I want, but I'm going to wait till January 15th to start eating right. I'm going to wait until January 15th to exercise. I'm going to wait until January 15th to read books that will change my world. I'm going to wait until January 15th to start, you know, recalculating my schedule and make more time for my spouse and I, or to create personal space. Don't fucking wait on that kind of stuff. Do it now. Start right now on making those changes. Take action, clear space, slow the fuck down on something so that you can have stronger and better momentum on the things that you need to have. Create that, and then you're going to start seeing that's that getting into the pool, just not diving in where you don't know how to swim yet. Okay, I hope that kind of makes a little bit of sense. It makes a little bit of sense. It is not the toe sticking in. It is getting into the pool. It is saying yes to yourself. It is taking action, but it is not doing the deep dive. It is swimming over to the deep end and getting familiar with the deep end, and then getting out and diving off that board and going, yes, I got this, and really taking that leap. But on the beginning side of anything, you've got to actually build up your belief that you can take the leap. Okay, you've got to build up your belief that you can take the leap. And it is so hard to move from this point right here to this point right here when you have no understanding of what that second point is like at all. So move like this, but you can vision. You can have a vision as to what this potentially is, okay? And operate from that potential, but back it up to what that daily stuff can potentially be right now for you, which I'm going to just state one more time: thoughts, emotions, actions. Okay? Thoughts, emotions, actions. Pay attention to the thoughts. What are the thoughts of that you in a year from now? What does that person, that version of you, what are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the emotions that you are having? What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? And start right there. Okay? Okay, guys, so I think I'm pretty much done. I hear some noise going on outside my door, and I've got my bathroom going under construction today, so I'm off to go and get my last shower in probably for the next 2 days, because both bathrooms are going to be out of commission, I think. Maybe, I don't know. So if you're around me, that's what's going on at my house. I've got construction going on. Finalization of things, finishing up projects, getting a whole bunch of stuff done. Very, very positive, good stuff. But right now, I'm going to go to my bathroom. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to clean my bathroom, move all my shit out of there so that the contractor can come and rip my walls down. And take that down, and I will be Oh, I'm not going to be on here tomorrow or Friday. I will be back on Saturday morning. So Conscious Coffee on Saturday and on Sunday. And then I'm taking the next 2 days off. I'm going into full-on mommy mode for the next couple days. But yeah, so look for some fantastic stuff, articles coming out. You can follow me here. You can follow me on my coaching page. You can follow me on YouTube. You can go to www.kendalwilliams.com. You can read my articles, look through stuff there. I am doing an offer of 2 months worth of free coaching, which ends on Christmas Day. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you have wanted to work with me one-on-one, this is now a really great opportunity for you to do that, because I do have 2 months worth of free coaching coming at you, but you have to take advantage of it. It's only program based. It is an add-on to the programs. Just put in there Santa gift in your inquiry with me. You can email me, you can Facebook me. There's an application on my website that you can fill out. Contact me however you want, but I can tell you that I have 3 spots open, and those probably won't make it until Christmas with all the applications coming in. But if you are one of those people anywhere in the world, I can coach with you, because there's a thing called the phone. It works amazing, absolutely works amazing for coaching, and that's how a lot of my clients are doing it these days, is over the phone. Addison just posted the link. Thank you very much, Addison, for doing that. Go ahead, explore that, check that out, and I will catch you on Saturday for another Conscious Coffee. Bye, guys.